I was pretty confident the way we played throughout the whole season. I think we proved to ourselves and everybody that we're here to stay, and we proved ourselves throughout the season. We've had some tough losses here and there, but I feel like we're the team in the rightful position to be in this tournament.
What's it like for you to finally get there to play?
It's a nice little relief for me. Last year, as you said, with the injury, I got to live through them vicariously, but it kind of didn't really feel like I made it, with the team. But now this year, I get to be part of that success and contribute to this team is monumental for sure. Yeah, job's not done. I think last year, like Coach said, we were probably more excited and still on that high, winning it over Mesa in the tournament. And we didn't have much experience, so we were probably a little shell-shocked, and maybe external factors got to us and we didn't really prepare as much as we should. But I think this year we got guys who played at big programs who've come here, have experience in the tournament. We have guys last year who played, got experience now. I think this is a good group, and we got a good group of leaders here to take a step further, for sure.
I was pretty confident that we were going to get in. I mean, our resume speaks for itself, just like Skip always says. I mean, we're one of, 6 or 7 teams in the country with 40-something wins, so.
Different feeling this time than last year?
Yeah, it's a lot less oh God, bright lights. The guys who have been here and played in it know what it's like now, and know what the environment's like at Angelo and how it is and how good they are and how serious the teams are that go there. I mean, the competition's not a joke. It's not. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But way back then, we weren't good enough to win it. And obviously, over the years, we've gotten closer and closer and closer. And then last year, we finally broke through and won it. And this year, unfortunately, we just, like Skip told us, I mean, we kind of just ran out of gas. But we're not done, which is nice because I think a few years ago, if I was a senior, I would have been pretty sad after the tournament. But after this year's tournament, I was like, we aren't done yet. So.
Like Strain said, last year is kind of we're excited to be there. It's kind of like one of our goals. And I think this year we got bigger goals. So hopefully we can make it a little further.
How do you guys feel that you kind of put the program where it's at? It's always been pretty solid. Now we're at a different place.
Yeah, I mean, we owe that to Strain. If you would have told me that I specifically would have been the player that I am today, or that this team would be the team that we are, I would have said that you're crazy. And that's what obviously he spoke of too. Just being in an environment that's such a positive environment to play in. And then obviously his recruiting has been amazing. And just be a part of that has been awesome. Honestly, I don't know anything about UT Tyler. We kind of thought that if we got in that we were going to play St. Edwards. But UT Tyler, I was not expecting that. So we'll have to watch some film on them and get prepared to play. Yeah, I mean, just creating that environment, it's a lot of fun. All the guys, great guys. I can honestly say that I get along with all of them. It's a true brotherhood, and I'm lucky to be a part of it.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, you're always anxious. You don't really know. I mean, I went into it last weekend, knowing we were in a pretty good spot. When the rankings came out last week on Wednesday and that we were in the 5 spot, I felt pretty good about it. So, but you always want to win the tournament. I was disappointed. So you have the emotions of 2, walk-off wins. You feel really good, and then you have a bad day that comes right back after that was tough. So, yeah, I mean, you never know when you don't win the tournament. You got to hope for an at-large bid, and you hope that your body of work was good enough. And when we don't get to play the other league, across games throughout the year, I mean, it's just basically up to some numbers and the 4 voters. And, fortunately, we were able to stay in the same spot, and our body of work allowed us to stay in it. Yeah, I think, this year hopefully we're more ready than we were last year. I mean, last year we really had to fight and claw to get through the championship, not knowing what was going to happen to get in there. And so, we just didn't kind of limping in a little bit. This year, if there's any silver lining in us not, playing all the way through, is that, we didn't throw a lot of our guys. I kind of made that decision. I mean, that was difficult. I joked about it with you after the first 2 games. I probably had to, work my hardest to manage, in those 2 games over my, the first 50, and the 53rd game was just the same because, we didn't get off to a good start, and I had to make a decision. Do we put our guys in there and try to see what we can do, and we ended up doing it just because they came to me and they kept us there. We just unfortunately weren't able to score to get us back in it. But, one good thing is I think our guys are hopefully a little more rested and healthy and more ready to go compete and also know what it's like. I mean, I think last year being the first time, we were just a little bit happy to get in, and not really knowing what it's like. This year, we're going back to the same place. We know what it's like. We know the field. We know what the atmosphere is going to be like, what the format is, and so hopefully that gives us a little bit of an edge over what we did last year.
We got games to win, so let's get it done. Runners on 2-1-2. Runners.